In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at how to clean up a 3D point cloud to convert it to a mesh. This tutorial is part of a 3-part series on mesh creation and texturing. For this series, we'll be working with this small house and creating a 3D mesh out of it. The first thing that we need to do is separate the house from the rest of the cloud. The quickest and easiest way to do this is to use the Auto Classify feature. This will automatically isolate the buildings from the rest of the cloud. Click on the Edit tab and you'll find the Auto Classify Outdoor tool. A dialog box will appear asking which classifications you'd like to make. You can select all or just buildings. Depending on the size of your cloud, this could take some time to process, but will save us many steps moving forward. I've already gone ahead and run the Auto Classify tool. You can see the classifications in my Layers menu. When I highlight over the house, I can see that it is building number 6. Let's go ahead and create a new folder. We'll call this Clean. We can open up our Buildings folder and find Building 6. We're going to copy it and paste it into our Clean folder, so that way we have a duplicate of the original just in case. Let's rename our copy. We can right-click and choose View Only This. As you can see, the building structure is fully isolated from the rest of the cloud. Let's take a look at what we're working with. There's some cleanup to be done around the front and outside, also the windows as well. There are also some points inside the building that we'll need to remove. Okay, so let's switch our point size up just a tad so we can see things a bit easier. We're also going to switch into the parallel view, which will make it easier to view the cloud in a 2D space. If I orbit to the top, you can see the difference between working in perspective mode versus parallel. Having the parallel view enables you to pan and zoom the point cloud while segmenting. This makes things a lot easier. Select the cloud and then open up the segmentation tool. We will also need the limit box tool, so we can select that with the icon or by hitting F4. We'll click on the roof to activate the limit box. We'll hit R to switch to the rotation options so we can align it with the roof. Then we'll push E on the keyboard to bring back the grab handles so we can adjust the size. Once we do that, we want to adjust our limit box so that we can only see the mess portion inside the house. Be careful not to include the exterior features such as the doors or windows by mistake. We'll do the same thing for the sides and again for the back, being careful not to include the door or the window. After we've done that, we can turn off the limit box grab handles. You'll also want to ensure that this button is selected on the segmentation tool. This tells RealWorks to only segment what's visible in the limit box rather than the entire cloud. It's very important to have this checked. Okay, so now we can choose our rectangle selection and draw a box around the mess. We can click on Keep In or push I on the keyboard, then choose Save or P on the keyboard. Once I click Save, you'll notice that a new cloud layer has been created. You'll notice more layers being made as we clean out the house. In the end, we can go ahead and delete all the extra layers, leaving behind our clean building. Now, if we adjust the limit box again, we can see that the inside has been cleaned out, just like that. I'm going to zoom in to take care of some of the finer details around the windows and doors. If you hold down the Shift key, you can use the mouse cursor to draw the segmentation like a pen, rather than having to click continuously. Once I have my selection, I hit I on the keyboard to keep inside and P to save. We'll be using I, O, and P a lot when segmenting, so get used to using those keyboard shortcuts. It's important to orbit around too, just to check your segmentation. Remember, you're drawing in 2D but segmenting in 3D. so make sure that you're not selecting anything by mistake. I'm going to do the same process along the front and just tidy up around the doors. Let's readjust our limit box and clean up the windows and doors. If you're looking to be quick, you could use the rectangle tool, but it won't be the most precise. I'm just going to draw along the window sills and isolate the areas I want to remove. Again, push I to keep, then P to save, and continue. We'll continue this process, but I'm going to speed it up just a tad. Keep in mind, this is just one of the many methods of segmenting and cleaning in RealWorks. You can experiment and see what works best for you. Okay, let's move our limit box to the back of the house and repeat that process again for the back window. So now we've got our windows and doors cleaned up. Let's just take care of these straight points along the outside. For the bottom of the house, I want to align things with the siding, so I'm just going to go in and remove the foundation part of the house. Now, you can definitely keep this in if you wish, I just prefer not to have it for my mesh that I'm going to create. I'll use the segmentation tool to follow the outline of the siding, then again push I and P to remove it. And we'll just do this one side at a time. I'm going to repeat this process again for each side of the house. To remove this bit of the porch, I'm going to align myself with the side of the house, then simply draw along the edge portion here to isolate it. Then we can go ahead and remove that. For the front, we're just going to remove some of the discontinuities along the bottom of the house. And while we're here, we can also clean up the windowsills just a tad more. The last major part that we need to take care of is the corners of the house. I'm going to make a small fence around the corner, then go in and precisely take out the areas that I want to remove. Again, we can repeat this process for the other 3 corners. Let's take a quick look around to see if there's anything that we've missed. Okay, let's close out of the limit box and take care of these final little points that fell just outside of the limit box. Alright, so once we're happy with the cloud, we can switch back our views and take a final look. Then we can close out of the segmentation tool. Once we close the segmentation tool, you'll notice all the mess that we've removed from the house. We can switch on our house, building number 6, and then select the mess and remove it. And now our house is ready to be converted to a mesh. We'll cover how to do that in the next tutorial of this series. If you found this video to be helpful, please be sure to like and subscribe for more RealWorks content. If you have any questions or suggestions for future tutorials, be sure to leave them in the comments below and be sure to follow along for more RealWorks tips.